Back in the 50s and 60s, a band who appeared on Ed Sullivan could make or break their entire career. But some performers earned more than just bookings. They earned Ed's genuine affection and respect. These are the 9 bands Ed Sullivan loved most. The Supremes. Sullivan didn't just book them, but genuinely bonded with the trio over time, developing a soft spot. Mary Wilson explained, "He became very close to us when he found we were nice girls. He really liked that." The show's official records say their run was special because of their relationship with Sullivan, showing that he warmed up to them personally as well as professionally. Historical accounts note, the show even gave them artistic guidance like advice on broadening material, which suggests more than a normal booking relationship. He also kept giving them big showcase moments, including pairing them with the Temptations and letting both groups trade each other's hits on stage. The collaboration showed Sullivan's creative vision for maximizing their appeal, while behind the scenes he worked with them on presentation and material selection. The Nice Girls comment from Mary Wilson reveals what mattered to Ed beyond musical ability, as he valued character and personal connection. The Supremes delivered both consistently with Sullivan's soft spot, translating into premium booking slots. He featured them during sweeps periods and special episodes as the relationship extended beyond typical host-performer dynamics. Sullivan treated them like family with the artistic guidance, showing he cared about their long-term success. The Supremes responded by always delivering polished performances as his investment paid off with memorable television moments. The partnership became one of the show's defining relationships, with genuine affection visible on camera. The Supremes appreciated his mentorship as the bond lasted throughout the show's run. Ed championed them consistently, with the relationship representing mutual respect and admiration. The Temptations. Documented records are blunt about why Sullivan kept bringing them back, saying Ed Sullivan loved the Motown sound. The Temptations were called a perfect fit because of tight harmonies, synchronized moves, and sharp outfits. Official accounts explain that to him, the Motown sound blended gospel energy with classic pop songwriting, creating a perfect combination for television. He loved having hit music performed on his show, and the Temptations delivered exactly that, while their synchronized choreography became a visual spectacle that translated perfectly to television. Sullivan appreciated acts that understood the medium, with the sharp, coordinated outfits adding to their professional presentation. He valued polish and precision, as the Temptations epitomized both qualities consistently. Their harmonies were tight and rehearsed to perfection, with Ed counting on them to deliver flawless performances. The gospel energy brought excitement to Sunday night family viewing, while the pop songwriting made them accessible to broad audiences. Sullivan understood the formula perfectly, as the Temptations represented everything he wanted in a musical act. Great songs combined with great presentation created television magic, with his audience connecting with them immediately. The broad appeal made them ideal for the variety show format, as Sullivan booked them repeatedly because they never disappointed. The synchronized moves created memorable visual moments, with television viewers enjoying the choreography from home. Ed appreciated acts that maximized the visual medium, as the Temptations understood television's requirements. Their performances were designed for camera, with Sullivan recognizing this professionalism. The Beatles. Before they even appeared, Sullivan joked to the audience, "If anyone has a ticket for the Beatles, could I please borrow it?" When screaming got overwhelming, he quipped, "If you don't keep quiet, I'm going to send for a barber." Those lines show he wasn't just tolerating Beatlemania, but playing along and helping make it bigger television. Show records frame their appearance as a defining convergence of the Beatles and Sullivan's platform, explaining why he's so closely tied to their US breakthrough. His famous introduction, "Ladies and gentlemen," the Beatles became one of television's most iconic moments, with his excitement being genuine, not manufactured for cameras. Ed understood the cultural significance of the moment, as the massive anticipation around their debut was unprecedented. He leaned into it completely, making the event even bigger, while his joking with the audience showed he was enjoying the phenomenon. The barber comment became legendary, revealing Ed's quick wit under pressure, as he managed the screaming crowds with humor, not frustration. Sullivan recognized the Beatles represented something historic, with his platform giving them access to millions of Americans simultaneously. The timing was perfect for both parties, as Ed got the biggest booking of his career, while the Beatles got instant American validation. Historical accounts emphasize the defining TV moment aspect, as Sullivan's role in their US success cannot be overstated. He didn't just book them, but championed them, with the active leaning into the moment showing his instincts. Sullivan could have treated them like any other act, but didn't, as he elevated the booking to cultural event status. The Dave Clark 5. Sullivan's confidence showed when he introduced them like a main event, with his famous crowd control line preserved in records. He acknowledged in broadcasts, "Look kids, we've got the Dave Clark 5 on tonight." I don't mind if you carry on, but remember there are other acts on the bill. That's not a polite routine intro, but Sullivan acknowledging they were such a big draw, he had to manage the room. Documented accounts note, he often had to do a little crowd control specifically when they went on, which is a strong signal of how huge he considered them on his stage. DC-5 appeared 12 times on the show, which by itself signals Sullivan wanted them back repeatedly, with the frequency of bookings revealing his confidence in their appeal. Each appearance drew massive reactions from the studio audience as he expected the crowd to explode every single time. His crowd control became part of the ritual, with Sullivan not being annoyed by the screaming but energized. He recognized the intensity meant great television, as the "I don't mind if you carry on" line showed tolerance, while the "but remember there are other acts" showed responsibility. Sullivan balanced the chaos with professionalism, as records framed them as a hit machine during peak popularity. He valued consistent hitmakers, with DC-5 delivering new hits with each appearance. Sullivan could promote current music to his audience, as the 12 appearances represent enormous trust. The audience anticipated their appearances as he built them into must-see television. The crowd control showed Sullivan's live television mastery as he managed chaos while maintaining show flow. The Jackson 5. Sullivan took notice as their debut single climbed, pushing to book them immediately. After watching Michael perform, he went even further, saying, "The little fella in front is incredible." Show records say he clearly wanted them noting. Sullivan pushed to book them as their single climbed the charts. On air, he introduced them as a sensational group, which is one of the cleanest direct compliments he gave any band, with the little fella in front comment not being generic, but Sullivan singling out what made the act special immediately. Documentation notes he shook their hands, promoted their summer tour, and congratulated them, basically treating them like stars, not just a new act. Sullivan's ability to recognize star power instantly was legendary, as he saw something special in young Michael Jackson. The incredible assessment came after just one performance, with his instincts about talent rarely being wrong. The Jackson 5 represented youthful energy, as their funky sound was fresh and exciting. The tight choreography impressed Sullivan tremendously, as he valued acts that combined music with visual performance. The Jackson 5 delivered both perfectly, with his on-air promotion of their tour showing genuine support. He didn't just book them, then forget them, as Sullivan invested in their success. The handshakes and congratulations revealed personal warmth, with him treating them with respect unusual for such young performers. The sensational group introduction set high expectations, as the Jackson 5 exceeded them. Herman's Hermits. Peter Noon flat out says Ed liked Herman's Hermits, remembering him giving them great introductions. That's important because it's not just they were British, so they got booked, but that Sullivan was personally positive toward them. He also joked warmly about the teen frenzy in the studio, saying, "Oh, to be young," with the band returning multiple times, fitting Nooney's memory that Sullivan kept them in rotation because he enjoyed them and the reaction they got. Ed's warm joking showed genuine affection, as the multiple return bookings proved the relationship. Noon's recollection validates Sullivan's personal connection with the band's clean image, matching his mainstream television sensibility perfectly. He appreciated acts he could present to family audiences, as Herman's Hermits fit that requirement ideally. Their music was catchy but wholesome, with Sullivan valuing that combination. The British invasion brought many acts, but he chose carefully, as Herman's Hermits made the cut repeatedly. The great introductions comment matters because Sullivan sometimes introduced acts perfunctorily, while with Herman's Hermits he put in extra effort. Noon remembered those introductions decades later, as they clearly meant something to the band. Ed's personal positivity translated to better television, with the performers responding to his warmth. Herman's Hermits delivered enthusiastic performances as the teen frenzy validated Sullivan's booking decision. The "Oh to be young" comment revealed his awareness, as he wasn't trying to be hip but understood youth culture. Sullivan bridged generations successfully, with Herman's Hermits helping him do that. Their safe popularity made them ideal material, as he could promote them without controversy. The young, clean-cut British invasion group represented low-risk, high-reward booking, with Sullivan's affection showing in repeated invitations. Herman's Hermits appreciated the platform, as the relationship was professionally and personally positive. He enjoyed having them on the show, with Noon's testimony providing rare first-hand confirmation that Ed Sullivan liked them personally. That personal dimension mattered, as his show featured hundreds of acts, with only some earning genuine affection. Herman's Hermits made that list. Sullivan's enthusiasm for the group never waned throughout their appearances. The band members felt welcomed and valued every time they performed. Ed created an atmosphere where they could deliver their best work. The Beach Boys. Even without a preserved quote praising them, Sullivan's choices show the point by making them headliners for the season premiere on September 27, 1964. That's a top-slot decision, not a filler booking with them performing major hits "I Get Around" and "Wendy." The official show timeline frames the era as the U.S. fighting back, with acts like the Beach Boys helping explain why he leaned into them during the British invasion reunion moment. They later returned with Do It Again and Good Vibrations, reinforcing that Sullivan kept them as a reliable, crowd-pleasing American centerpiece, with the season premiere slot showing enormous trust. He valued their all-American image, as the repeated bookings proved their reliability. Historical records call them a band America could call their own during the British invasion, with that framing revealing why Sullivan valued them so highly. He needed American acts to balance the British dominance, as the Beach Boys represented the best of American pop music. Their California sound was distinctly American, with Ed recognizing this and featuring them prominently. The hot rod-themed staging showed production investment, as he didn't just book them, but showcased them creatively. The major hit selection gave them the best platform, with I Get Around and Wendy being chart toppers. Sullivan understood hit music drove television ratings, as the Beach Boys delivered consistently. Their return with Good Vibrations proved enduring appeal, with him keeping them in rotation for years. The reliable, crowd-pleasing American centerpiece assessment is perfect, as Sullivan needed acts he could count on. The Beach Boys never disappointed, with their professionalism matching their talent. He appreciated both qualities, as the season premiere headliner slot cannot be overstated. Sullivan chose them for his most important show, with that decision revealing deep trust. The Beach Boys validated that trust completely, as his love showed through actions, not just words. The booking pattern tells the story, with Sullivan championing American music during British invasion. The Beach Boys led that charge, as their partnership benefited both enormously. He got reliable American hitmakers, while the Beach Boys got the biggest stage, with the relationship representing mutual respect. Sullivan's investment in American talent during this period was strategic and heartfelt. The Beach Boys embodied everything he wanted to promote to viewers. Their clean image and musical excellence made them perfect Sullivan Show material. The Fifth Dimension. Sullivan's biggest I love, These People Move, was structural, dedicating an entire episode on February 21, 1971, to their 5th anniversary. Documented accounts note he celebrated them with a giant cake on air, being unusually personal and ceremonial for a variety show host. That level of spotlight says he saw them as more than guests, treating them like featured partners in his final season's programming, with the full episode dedication being unprecedented, showing how much Sullivan valued the group. The giant cake celebration added personal warmth to the professional relationship, as his final season choices reflected his deepest musical preferences. The 5th anniversary recognition showed he tracked their career milestones, with the partnership extending beyond typical host-guest dynamics. Sullivan staged them creatively, including Up, Up and Away, performed from a hot air balloon, as the creative staging showed investment in their presentation. He centered the full hour around their songs and appearances, with the dedication meaning more than just airtime, but genuine celebration. Sullivan's gesture recognized their contribution to music, as the final season spotlight carried extra weight. He chose them for premium treatment, with the anniversary episode becoming legendary. Ed's personal investment was obvious, as the relationship represented mutual respect, with him treating them like family. The full-hour format proved their importance, as Sullivan's love for the group was undeniable. The gesture remains one of his most generous, with the hot air balloon staging showing creative ambition. He wanted their performances to be memorable, as the Fifth Dimension responded with excellence. Their vocal harmonies were pristine, with Sullivan appreciating their musical sophistication. They represented contemporary music at its best, as he evolved with musical tastes. The Fifth Dimension helped him stay relevant, with the full episode dedication being rare. Only Sullivan's absolute favorites received such treatment, as the giant cake revealed his sentimental side. He genuinely cared about their milestone, with the 5th anniversary meaning something to him personally. Sullivan celebrated their success as his own, with the partnership defining both their legacies. His final season choices mattered, as the Fifth Dimension made the cut, with their importance being documented. The relationship transcended business, as Sullivan's affection was genuine and lasting. The anniversary celebration represented the culmination of years of mutual respect. He had watched them grow from newcomers to established stars. Sullivan took pride in having supported their journey throughout. The full episode format allowed them to showcase their complete artistry. He gave them the freedom to perform without time constraints. The 4 seasons. Historical records position them as a rare American act that withstood the British invasion, helping explain why Sullivan kept booking them during that era. Documentation notes they returned 2 additional times, meaning he kept bringing them back once they were established hitmakers. The most famous on-air line from him about them is his rushed but telling intro when they were running late, saying, "Before I bring on the Four Seasons, you all ready, fellas?" Even that moment shows he was determined to get them on the broadcast because to Sullivan, they were worth the trouble with the British invasion context making American acts more valuable. The repeated bookings showed consistent faith in their appeal as his determination to feature them despite time constraints proved their importance. The Four Seasons represented American musical excellence with Sullivan valuing their polished harmonies and mainstream appeal. The withstanding the British invasion framing positioned them as survivors with him, appreciating acts that could compete internationally. The multiple returns validated their staying power as Sullivan's rushed intro revealed genuine eagerness. The Ready Fellas question showed personal rapport with him treating them like reliable partners. The worth the trouble assessment came from his actions as preserved records detail the relationship. Sullivan's booking pattern revealed his preferences with the Four Seasons, fitting his family-friendly sensibility. He championed American talent during British dominance as the partnership spanned multiple appearances. Sullivan's respect for them was documented with the relationship benefiting both parties as the polished harmonies impressed him consistently while he valued vocal precision. The Four Seasons delivered it perfectly with their big mainstream hits driving ratings. Sullivan understood commercial appeal as the Four Seasons had it abundantly. His on-air interactions showed comfort with the Ready Fellas, casualness indicating familiarity. He knew them well as they responded to his cues professionally. The time constraint story reveals priorities with Sullivan fighting to keep them on air. That fight showed what mattered to him as the Four Seasons mattered. His love translated to persistent booking with them appearing during crucial periods. Sullivan trusted them for important shows as the relationship was built on mutual respect and proven results. He got reliable entertainment, while the Four Seasons got invaluable exposure with the partnership defining an era. Sullivan's commitment to American vocal groups never wavered throughout his career. The Four Seasons exemplified the harmony-driven sound he cherished. Their ability to adapt to changing musical trends impressed him greatly. He watched them evolve while maintaining their core identity. Sullivan knew that kind of consistency was rare and valuable. Ed Sullivan's love for these 9 bands wasn't just professional, but personal, showing that great music combined with genuine character could win over even the toughest critics. Which band do you think Ed Sullivan loved the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more classic television history.